Stable chat in Charlton today. Going to be a fair bit of Charltonites, I hope, anyway, coming through. Catching up firstly with, I don't know which way to go. I'm going to go Denby Wade. Hello, Denby.
Hello, Polly.
Always go the ladies first. And Michael Gadsden. Hello.
Hello, how we doing?
Good. Mick and Denby, what's the official stable name?
MICBY HR, so MICBY Harness Race. So it's a join of the two names together.
I knew, but I just couldn't remember how it went and come to fruition. Lovely weather here at Charlton today. I've done a few things up here with Charlton, but I want to just probably catch up and just see how things are going. Firstly, how are you enjoying the winter months?
Yeah, they've been a bit testing this year. Last year, well, the first 2 years we had winter at Charlton, it was bliss, but we're in a bit of a drought then, so the farmers weren't too happy, but we were. But yeah, this year's been a bit testing, sort of back more like that Ararat weather we shifted away from.
Speaking of Ararat, Denby, I think I saw a photo of you. You were at Ararat yesterday, strapping the mighty Ronnie.
Yep. Kezzy's little favourite, also my little favourite from there, little Ronald. Won like a superstar yesterday, so it was good. I race 2 and race 10, so what better way to fill in my day than annoy the crap out of Kezzy.
For you, how are you enjoying it? Because, I mean, it's a bit of a move away from your family and the likes, both of you, but, I mean, to come here, you've been here for, 2 years now?
Yeah, I think Michael's nearly been here for 2 years because he moved across just before I did. No, it's been really good. Everyone's very welcoming around the town, very, very vibrant community, which has been good, and yeah, the only thing that we've struggled with this year is the winter. I'm like, I don't think we've moved away from Ararat this year. It's been rainy and misty and not too pleasant. It's
been pretty much across the board. Denby, you're driving. You reached a milestone of 100 winners, which I'm sure at one stage was something you probably never thought you'd get to. But you're a bit of a quiet achiever around the ranks. You do a great job with your driving, and you must be happy with how things are progressing.
Yeah, thanks, Paulie. Yeah, it took me a little while to get there, but we got there, and it's been a little bit slow the last couple of months, but haven't had a lot of joy lately. But yeah, just keep me head down and poking along. I usually don't cause any trouble out there, and I just love being around the horses. So whether that's driving in the races or just pottering around here all day long, I'm just happy doing what we're doing.
Is it hard to stay positive, like when you don't get a lot of chances?
Yeah, definitely. You really dwell on sort of the ones that go good. They are far between, and then when you get one that goes pretty bad, even if it's just a bad horse that you've driven and you might have given it every chance, you still kind of feel responsible for if they don't perform.
And it's a long day, like you said yesterday at Ararat, and I didn't see you in the winner's circle, so I don't actually know how you went, but you're there for a long part of the day. But, doing what you love, you've got to sort of make some little sacrifices, don't you? Yeah,
most definitely. I was just there yesterday, drove Kenny Taylor's too, which I've been driving for him since I was a junior, and little Kempsey finally went a bit better again. He'd gone a bit ordinary, and we were thinking maybe retirement for him, but he poked up for a third, and then the one in the last, he went okay. He didn't have much luck in the race, but he's going okay. But yeah, you just sort of, it plays on your mind a bit when you're going home. You're always running back through your head what you could have done differently. But yeah, got to see Kezzy, got to give Ronnie cuddles, so that makes a day worth it.
It was indeed. Now, Mick, you also, training-wise, the reason we're doing this one early, you're actually off to Kilmore as well. So the juggling for yourself as a farrier and getting around and training the horses, you're sort of settling into it here at Charlton now?
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Like, I've sort of cut back now and sort of shoeing sort of 1-2 days a week, plus the odd one here at Charlton for Joey or Greg, or there's a fair few here of my own to keep up with now. So it is hard, and then still making the trek to Mildura once a week to sort of drive Dad's horses with him, but that's probably more beneficial for me as a chance to sort of get up and see Mum and Dad. My sister's up there as well with her kids, sort of young family and that. So it's one long day a week, but it's sort of a day to get away a little bit, so it's all worth it.
And a bit warmer weather, slightly warmer weather up there.
Yeah, no, beautiful weather in Mildura. You sort of get up there and you're like, it was hard to move away from the climate up there, but, the opportunities just aren't there for what we want to do.
I'm going to touch on the stable, but a bit of a sad thing I noticed on social media, might have been 2 weeks ago now, unfortunately, Xavier Jack no longer with you. And that's hard I'd imagine, for both of you, with a small stable and intimately, like you enjoy your horses pretty intimately. Must have been a bit heartbreaking for you.
Yeah, no, he was a super horse for us. He was the first winner we got, and we bought him for $1,000 out of Mildura as a C1 who hadn't won for 3 years, and 12 starts later he was in MOs at Melton, and it was probably the first bit of media attention we got. First winner, Denby's first Metro drive, my first Metro starter, and even at the time we were both working. I was working for Pete and Denby was working for Karen, and like when we were both on stable hand wages, that $1,000 was like, how are we ever going to pay this thing back, And he done it tenfold, and he sent us away on a couple of holidays and put half a payment on a house, and he was a ripper horse. And then when he finished up, he never left, and Denby used to take him to Beachport once a year, ride with the girls, and he did shows, and he done everything. So we sort of lost him a bit young. He's only 15, like he wasn't an old horse, but his kidneys sort of went on him in the end, which you can't help. But yeah, it was sort of a real kick in the guts because he's sort of the stable mascot for a long time.
It's Denby, one of those things like they're immeasurable. Basically, you're looking to listen to Mick then, and probably a long time ago when you're thinking, how are we going to pay back the $1,000? But they're immeasurable. The life journeys they give you and the thrills they give you along the way.
Most definitely, he was certainly priceless to us, and like we said, when he retired, he certainly made his value around the place stick around because you could partner him up with any of the race horses. He wasn't nasty if you needed one that needed a friend, or I'd show him or take him to Pony Club or go to Beachport once a year with the girlfriends, but it didn't really matter if I'd ridden him every day for a week or I hadn't touched him for 6 months. If I pulled him out of the paddock to jump on him, he was just faultless, always looked after me really well. And yeah, we knew he was going, so you just try to prepare yourself, but you're never fully prepared when they finally do leave.
It gets a little bit hard at that final juncture.
Yes, unfortunately. I've got to thank Michael and Joey for going to bury him for me, because I thought I was going to be brave enough to come and see him, but I couldn't quite make it down.
And they do. I mean, I do a segment More Than a Horse, and there is so many horses out there that are more than a horse, and it's not for how much money they win or win in your first MO or things like that. There is so much more they do offer behind the scenes that we take for granted sometimes until you sit back and reflect on it.
Yeah, most definitely. He was worth his weight in gold, old Jackie Boy, and he's living out there in the paddock with my other old Ain't That Right Macca. So I was also a bit sad because I'm like, oh, poor Macca, he had to watch his best friend go to sleep overnight. But yeah, they're just, those horses, they're family.
Yeah, they are indeed. Now, Mick, stable here, I think I asked you just there before, 11 horses in work. Just yourself and Denby do that?
Yeah, just us two poking along here. That's sort of the numbers we like, about 11 or 12. But yeah, just kicking along.
Stable star, or maybe not stable star, but a couple of horses for the stable to keep an eye out for people?
Well, we've got my mate Tomo. He's just gone out for a little bit after that Metro win at Terang a few years ago. He's still got those little feet issues that he's always had, so the winters are never his friend. He's due back in next week, so he'll be back. And then a couple sort of working up. We haven't really got a lot going around at the moment that you'd sort of push forward, but there's a 3-year-old Love You filly here that McNulty's own half-sister to Chizzy. She's got her little quirks, but she's got some ability, so she's probably the one that we're really, really looking forward to.
Love You's do a great job. You guys love the trotters, both of you. I know you love the trotters. You love the intricacies of, suppose, of trying to get them quite right.
Yeah, that's right. Like when we were at Ararat and we're only working 4 or 5, I sort of had the idea of not working another pacer, but things just sort of don't work out that way when you sort of try and go a bit more commercial. So at the moment, there's only, I think, 3 trotters here, but that's sort of not really the numbers I'd like, with about 10 pacers and 3 trotters. But yeah, if we get a few more, that'd be bloody beautiful.
You're open for more horses, more owners?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll never knock anyone back or any horse. We'll give them all a go, especially where we are here. We've got a good chance to travel the horses to, Mildura or Echuca or wherever they need to be placed, or if they're good enough, we're not that far from town or whatever. So that's sort of the idea of coming to Charlton. We've got 11 or 12 tracks within 2 hours. Like, the options are just endless.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, the Mildura is very, very attractive, and going there, like you've got and great trainers here to work with as well. We said that last time. You've got Greg Normans, Shane Sandersons, the Markhams as well. Like, there's a good group of trainers coming here. Plus, we've still got the old faithfuls around Charlton. I'll get into trouble. John Tormey's had a terrific run, and they're going forward. So it is a good little community, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And like, we've had a bit of a dry spell the last few months or whatever, and even the other day after Charlton, we all get together and have a beer at the pub afterwards and just sort of unwind from the day. So it doesn't matter, like Greg got a winner and John and a few others, and a few of us had a bit of a darker day. So, but once you get there and all sort of spend that bit of time together, it all levels out, and that's sort of unreal actually, to have that camaraderie in the community. It does really keep you going.
I was excited about it. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I was sort of got a little project I am working on, but I thought, nah, you guys, and I know that's one thing you're all about promoting the industry, which is really key as well.
Yeah, that's right. And like we always said, and even last time you hear a win for anyone, sort of a win for Charlton, like no one sort of gets their tail up or down or whatever when someone does get success. Like it's sort of, we're all sort of in it together because we're all fighting that same battle. Like it's never an easy game, and if you have those runs where things are good and things are bad, but if you can have those people around you, even just a simple, how you're travelling or whatever, it's always helpful.
It's nothing new for you, Abs. I was going to say Denby, but I am actually going to talk about Abby. But 3 female drivers in the town, like Ellen, I know she's in Bendigo, but she's still classed as a person from Charlton. It must be great. It must be really good for you just seeing what young Abby's doing up there, and watching these juniors. I suppose Ryan as well. Like it's pretty. There's a fair range of good drivers here in Charlton all of a sudden, isn't there?
No, that's right. We're starting to produce a bit of quality over quantity, I reckon. And the 2 young guns here are doing terrific. And there's Ash there. He certainly does a good job with himself out on the track. And especially little Abby, she, really coming to the last month. And I think she's pretty happy lately. She's beaten her brother home the last couple of starts. So she doesn't mind letting that known.
She is pretty happy with that. Guys, thank you. Really appreciate a little bit of time. As I said, stable chat here. We're at Charlton. I think anyone that wants to look for a place to set up to training horses, I'm sure you guys would probably recommend it. It's just a great place and a great little community.
Yeah, that's right. It's unreal here, and as long as we can keep all in it together, and it's good. And that's what I think. It's with Joey and Andrew in charge. I think they're going to push that mentality that if you want to come to Charlton, you're going to have to fit in and be part of it. And that's how it should be.
No, definitely. Denby, thank you.
Thank you, Paulie.
And Mick, thank you very much. And as I said, so what am I going with? Mickby HR is the best way to find it. Facebook, Twitter, the whole lot. Mickby HR. I'll tag it into this on the Facebook post as well. But thank you very much, guys.
No worries. Thank you.